and killings by bandits in the states. This development is coming a week after reports residents of the town were
Hello there, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. Now, those footages you saw are footages of what went down in the north. First of all, the first one was during the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari, and the second one is a recent video of what happened in Kano State, where the youths, out of anger, out of rage, had to tear down the campaign posters of the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh, well, I am Chukwuma Okoro, and we are broadcasting on Metro SL TV channel 264. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People Television, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Well, join the conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number shown on your screen. The number is 0904 473 2605. Feel free, to also ask the guests constructive questions, and I promise you that your voice will be heard. On the show today, 2027, Tinubu APC first rage betrayals as Northerners resign from his cabinet. Youth tear campaign billboards. Well, let's kick into it. The political pendulum ahead of 2027 seems to be swinging in different directions lately, especially in the north, where President Bola Tinubu and the APC are under verbal attacks, subtle intimidation fueled by rumors of disappointment and betrayal by some elements in the north, where political pundits opine that the rage, anger, and betrayals are unconnected, are not unconnected with the feelings in the north that President Tinubu is working surreptitiously to dismantle the hegemony of the north in the Nigerian national life. Well, in the past 3 months, notable political leaders have been very vocal and critical of the policies of the president. Former Kaduna Governor Nasiru El-Rufai has joined former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to set up a coalition that will wrest power from Bola Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress in 2027. And they are reaching out to aggrieved politicians in other parts of the country to win them over to their side. Rotimi Amechi, former Transport Minister and former Governor of Rivers State, has stated clearly that he is working to vote Tinubu out of office in 2027. To add to the fury coming from the north, notable figures in the president's cabinet like Hakeem Baba Ahmed, elder brother of Dati Baba Ahmed, vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, who served as his political advisor, resigned his appointment a few months ago. So did one of the president's spokesperson, Aliyu Audu, who not only resigned but vowed to work against the president in 2027. To compound the woes of the ruling APC, youth groups who seem to be dissatisfied with the president and his party have added another dimension to the rage by pulling down the president's and APC campaign billboards in parts of the north. During the president's condolence visit to Benue State in the week, youths pulled down APC banners and billboards which had been erected to welcome the president. And in Kano State, a group of irate youths tore campaign banners bearing the president's pictures. Well, despite this rage, scores of northerners keep flocking to the ruling All Progressives Congress, as was seen a month ago, where 3 PDP senators and their loyalists moved to the APC. And in other parts of the country, elected officials keep the campaign to the APC, leading to cries by Nigerians and the opposition figures that the APC is working to turn Nigeria to one-party state. Which way Nigeria is the question on the lips of Nigerians. Well, let's bring in our guests. We are joined in our studio here in Lagos by Honorable Destiny Enabulele. He's a former local government chairman and former member Edo State House of Assembly. He's also a PDP chieftain. Honorable Destiny, good to have you.
Same here.
Live and direct
from
Benin
from my village.
From your village in Benin City. You are here in Lagos. Good to have you.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you
Same here. Thank you very much.
All right. Now, we'll also be joined virtually by Honorable Felix Pascal Pulevo. He's also a former member of the House of Assembly in Taraba State. Good evening, Honorable Pulevo, and thanks for coming to Political Lens. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chukuma. It's my pleasure.
Okay. All right, then. Now, let's kick into it. Honorable Enabulele, you saw the footages, you know?
Definitely.
Of what's going on in the north. It started way back during the Buhari regime, and it's continuing now. Looks like it's an APC thing. You were in the PDP. Did we see any of such things? There seemed to be calculated effort on the part of the north to wrest power from the APC and Tinubu. Is this angst coming from non-performance, this rage, this anger, is it coming from the president's non-performance, or as a result of the north feeling alienated from political power?
Mr.
What
Chukuma,
will you ascribe it to?
Mr. Chukuma, let me again, as usual, appreciate your establishment for giving me the opportunity to lend my voice to the political evolution in this country. You will agree, and we have seen all the indices.
Now you're speaking like a politician that has just mounted his soapbox, you know.
I'm just coming from the village. I'm just entering the city. So I need to try to see so that I'll feel belong to the system.
You are welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You see, I had this discussion when I saw the video. I laughed. You know, I'm a student of history.
Okay.
I have a first degree in international study, masters in history. You know, when an empty calabash is presented before, quote unquote, the Alaafin, what that means is to step down from the throne, perhaps to go commit suicide. But here, we know we are in a democratic setting. Some of this signal is to tell you that this present administration has failed woefully. In my last conversation with your platform, I made bold to say, and I said it, that in all ramifications, as I speak, I still visit markets. I go to the market, get food stuff. Yeah. What I saw about 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, it is better imagined. I feel the pulse of my people pass.
So what exactly did you see?
These are indices that this government has failed. They have failed in the area of, see, the primary concern of any sensible government, it is welfare and security. You agree with me that as we speak now, there are no security in this country. In the length and breadth of this country, no security. In every nook and cranny. If it's not the herdsmen, it is the men that we pay with our taxpayers' money, perpetrating evil. On my way here this afternoon, there's an incident in Benin, in Ogede, Aziz, that the military, they've invaded the whole community, demolishing houses. These are persons. Yes. So for us, we will not be able to get the nitty-gritty of the matter. But as the day unfolds, we'll be able to get what led to it, or rather what transpired. You see, it was, Larry Diamond that one opined and said that there are three fundamental characteristics of any functioning democracy, which are the rule of law, legal equality, and freedom and political freedom. You will agree with me as we speak very just now, in terms of these three fundamental characteristics that's eluded this present administration. With utmost humility. You see, you said something, whether what happened is an indices that this government has failed.
Yes.
If you recall,
what does it look like? Is it
if you recall, let me quote.
I'm sorry, or is it because the North feels alienated from political power?
No. Every region of this country, apart from the Lagos Aziz, where he has catapulted his errand boys and area boys to Abuja. Tell me which other regions in this country that is feeling positive of this government in terms of empowerment. They are giving to errand boys. That is why the economy is not moving. We are not getting there with utmost humility. And anybody can challenge me. Is the economy moving? Where are the think tank of this government? Yeah, I took you back to during Jonathan era. You saw the likes of the immediate past of African Development Bank. What's his name again? Additional. And because you will at the World Bank woman. So that the likes like that have something else. Not this one you are promoting your house boys to not become minister. That doesn't see
okay,
for me. Let me quickly. I want to say something. Okay. I want to quote. Undome, not too long ago, he said that it is the governors that are the campaign, that the real voters are not the campaign.
Okay.
Perhaps you've forgotten. He said it. That's an APC. So for us, there's nothing that is working. My grandmother, when I lost my father, I lived with my grandmother for about 7 to 8 years. From there, I went to the university. Okay. She said, let me in Benin, literally meaning, nothing meaningful in an atmosphere of Franco. You saw what happened in Benue.
Okay. Now, Honorable, I like the fact that you took us back to the Jonathan era. After Jonathan, we had a Buhari. Now, many Nigerians believe that was when the economy started descending and made its eventual descent after 8 years. And in all of this, we didn't see the North react in this manner. So, is it as a result of the fact that this present administration is not performing, or is it because the North, like I keep going back, feels politically alienated at the moment? What should it be, or what is it?
There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
It's of two folds.
Okay.
That one, they are feeling push aside from the government.
Okay, now,
the economy is not moving.
Okay, so if the economy was moving, do you think that the North will react?
Reasonable numbers would have stayed with this government. To be very frank with you.
Okay,
very frank. That is the LCM of the
right.
matter.
I like your opinion. Now let's go to Taraba and get the opinion of Honorable Felix Pascal Pulevo. He lives in the North. He is from the North. Honorable, I would like for you saw the footages that were played, and it's a situation where people were, in 2019, they burnt down the campaign billboards of President Muhammad Buhari then. And this is something that ordinarily, because of Buhari's cult followership, wouldn't have happened before he became president. Now, we see the same thing repeat, just last week. Even with this week, this thing has happened again, where we saw youths in the North burn down, pull down, billboards, posters of the APC. What will you ascribe all of this to? Is it because the president is not delivering on his promises? Or is it because the North feels clearly alienated from political power? What is it, sir?
Mr. Chukuma, but I want to start by saying that burning of billboard is not a true reflection of what is on ground.
Okay. I know definitely would say that.
Right? So much so that during Goodluck, his billboards were burned down. He lost power. During Buhari, his billboards were burned and he still won election. So it depends on the player at the center.
Okay.
So, and people can also, we know what's happening in this country. The politician can get up, just finance some boys, and then they'll go and do all these things. It's not a true reflection of what really the people are facing. One of those footages is something that happened in Benue. I just got back from there this evening. And I was privileged to be around in Benue. One of those persons in the North that you can always vouch for is the man from Benue, the thief man, and then a man from Plateau. These are people who know what they want and have their own guts, and they speak truth to power. And I'm sure you listened to what the thief told the president.
Yeah.
Yes. So the thief people are really aggrieved about the massacre. They don't even want to call it, crisis and all whatnot. Because if you are fighting, I am on what end, and the other person is at the other end, and then we are fighting over a particular thing. But this is a situation whereby people are just massacred. They just get killed over nothing. And so these people, defied all oaths, the security arrangements on ground and all whatnot, and came out and expressed their anger to the president and said, sir, we are not happy with what is happening, and pulled down all those billboards. So much so that for them,
all right. Honorable, sorry, permit me to butt in at this moment. Now, does it look like the youth that pulled down those billboards in Benue State Do you think that they did it because the president came condoling with people and mixed it with politics? Or is it because they feel that the president has not delivered on his promises to the people? Delivered in the sense of economic growth, you know, political space and all of that. What will it be? Is it because of what's been going on in Benue State? Or is it because the president has not performed? Which one in particular will you ascribe it to?
It is strictly because of the massacre that is happening in Benue State. So much so that, and they felt that this number one citizen, the man in charge of the security architecture in the country, is coming down here. We need to express our grievances to him. We need to tell him, okay, we are not happy with what is happening. It's not really so much connected to economy and other aspects, right? Theirs was vehemently about the insecurity, the massacre that is happening in Benue State. That is on one hand. Now, secondly, you would find out that you will still come to this northern Nigeria and go to some states and find some people come out and clap and welcome the president. So it's happening in probably 1 or 2 states is not a true reflection of what is happening in the north.
Now, Honorable, can you help us? Honorable, can you help us? What is the true reflection of what is going on in the north in terms of economic prosperity? Does it look like the north is doing better, or is it that they are not complaining? The footage, one of the footages we played is what happened in Kano State, not in Benue.
Kano.
You know, one of them happened in Kano, and we saw the people pull down the president's billboards, the APC billboard. What will it be? At least there's not been killings in Kano State like we had in Benue State. So what would have led to that?
Sadly enough, sir, we've started playing politics when it is supposed to be time for governance.
Okay, all right. Honorable Pulevo, please, I'll plead with you to hold on. Let's take a call. There's an incoming call. This conversation is supposed to be, you know, interactive. Hello, good evening, and thanks for calling in. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening. I'm calling from Ibadan. My name is Femi Olaiwola.
Very welcome. Go ahead, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah. I don't know if you have seen on the issue of Victor Osimhen's family. If I can still make some comments on it.
Go, on which issue, sir?
Victor Osimhen.
I didn't get that. Can you come again? Okay. Unfortunately, that program is ended. We are holding political lens now. You might need to call back on Monday to make your input on locker room. Locker room is 5 to 6 p.m. in the evening. Thank you very much. All right, Honorable Pulevo, go ahead, sir.
So what I'm saying is that the truth of the matter is that there is nobody in this country at the moment that will say everything is well with the country. No. But I beg to differ that everything that is happening in the country is just happening naturally because of economic realities and all whatnot. A lot of them are being politically motivated. Okay. And because a lot of people are interested in power struggle, at the moment, one of those weak areas or openings that people want to fit fat and cash out on is the fact that they are seeing that from the body language of the president, he has interest in dropping his vice. That is one of the assumptions.
Now, I'm happy that you have brought us to this point. Now, does it look like the North feels politically alienated by the president?
The North, let me be candid with us, sir. The North is not just about Kaduna or Kano or Sokoto. That is not the North. We have 19 states in this country. And it is not about the few persons who, because they've lost relevance in power, will just feel and think they are speaking for the North. The North is not the one speaking through these people. These people are speaking for themselves.
Okay.
When it was going well with El-Rufai, he didn't talk. Throughout the 8 years of Buhari, he didn't say anything. He didn't come out to challenge the status quo. He could not speak up. He could not say the North was angry and all whatnot. Because now he has been sidelined politically. The pendulum is swinging against him. Suddenly it's about the North. The North is this. The North is that. It is not all about it. It's not every part of the North that is saying what they are saying. They have their own personal interests. They want to clinch to power, and they are trying to discredit the government by all means.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Pulevo. Let's come back to the studio. You want to react to some of the comments that he made?
Yeah, I've listened to my friend. I must be very sincere. We need to be truthful to ourselves,
okay,
because it is only this country that we have. You and I know, as we speak very just now, that the number 2 person of this country is nowhere to be seen. It's nowhere to be found. You and I know what is happening in the Aso Rock, where a certain errand boy or boys to the president is powerful than the vice president of this country. So we must be frank to ourselves.
So does that speak to some form of political alienation?
Definitely.
Okay, the North feels alienation.
Definitely. I know I said it. Not only the North, with utmost humility. Not only the North. The way the present president is sharing, even at a time, even before his administration, we fought or we blamed Buhari for his mode of what do you call it? Federal character, okay, in terms of distribution of positions.
Okay.
But to this, the man that I followed when he was a governor, that I respected when he was a governor, he's even worse than with utmost humility than Buhari. Who does that?
Okay, so does this speak
we're all equal.
So does this speak to the character of the APC as a political party? Because we didn't see this happen during the PDP days of Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, and Jonathan.
You see, let me say this.
The character of the APC.
Let me say this.
To be like
with utmost humility, APC is not a party. They are more or less like a pressure group. When you are not prepared to deliver, it's okay. I have heard from the civil society. Hey, we not go agree. That's how they came to power. And God gave it to them. And when they got there, they were confused. Just like what we have in Edo State now. My with utmost humility, my INEC governor, I told some person that he thought that governorship or being a governor is just is a walk in the park. He don't know that is this tedious.
We will come to Edo State.
For us, it is. That's why I said just now, there's nothing stop us as a nation when we are at the crossroad to leave the shore of this country. We have brains all over, scattered all over the world. To say, okay, in this area, see, there are certain things you need some brain, not just some motor parts. Like in the medical field, you can't just bring even as more learned as they call themselves, the lawyers. They can't fit into the medical profession. So for us, I have seen, with utmost humility, I have seen those in this government, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, at most 3 person that I can say that is doing well. That is the Minister for Interior. What's his name? I forgot him.
Bumi Ojo.
Exactly. And yes, and the SA from Delta State. What's his name again? Yes. Yeah, but I can say yes. I must give it to them.
All right.
So
we'll come to your assessment of this administration. Let's still deal with what is going on in
definitely.
The North.
Yes.
Now let's look at the resignation of Hakeem Babame. You know Hakeem, elder brother to that.
Yes.
P2B's running mate. And the other day, Aliyu Audu left. Also, he said, "Look, I cannot continue because it looks like Nigeria is descending to one-party state." Now, do you think that these resignations, Ali even said that, "Look, not just resigning, I'm going to work against the president." Now, these resignations, is it going to evoke some kind of frustration, to draw in a larger group, other groups in the North to vent? And how much of that will impact negatively on the president's 2027 ambition?
You see, we must be very frank. Let's look at it this way. If you are working, you don't need to go before the media to tell the people you are working. I cited an example in one of the sister stations not too long ago, but 3 or 4 days ago. As a father, if you are doing well in the house, you don't need to go to social media or come to Voice of the People to tell your wife or wives and children that you are doing well.
They will see it.
They will feel it. So for us, we are talking about the average Nigerian here. And you see people resigning. See, in days to come, months to come, you see more resignation in this government. We must be very frank. Because, you see, it has get to a place where you can no longer condone, endure, because it's my party. We need to jettison this party or this tribal if we want to go forward. Even before we enter this studio, we had a discussion. We need to look at it dispassionately for us to get out of it. And the steps that Ahmed Baba and Aoudi, so these are the true Nigerian. The true Nigerian. No matter what they are benefiting, they discover that this government is not moving in the right direction. Rather,
okay, so essentially, you are happy, you applaud them for living.
Definitely.
Okay,
I
so
celebrated them.
Sorry, when Bukola Saraki, Rotimi Amechi, Sule Lamido, when they left the PDP because Jonathan wasn't performing, did you support that?
You see, not because Jonathan wasn't performing.
Okay, so why did they leave?
Not because Jonathan wasn't performing. So
why did they leave?
You see, it is simple. You see, they've seen Jonathan as not from, quote unquote, from the majority.
So exactly the way Baba Ahmed and
Tinubu. If we are talking about
what's the difference?
No, if we are talking about the three major ethnic groups in this country,
okay,
we'll talk about the Hausa, the Yoruba, and the Igbos.
If Jonathan were Igbo, would it have made a difference?
I don't think they would have allowed him to be the president.
Okay.
As we stand in this country, okay. I'm not married to Igbo. I'm not related to Igbo. They would have, I speak truth to power. They would not have allowed him to come to the seat of power. Nigeria is in that state now. You see, we kill our best brains for us to come up with mediocres that will now be piloting and presiding over our collective patrimony. That will take us to nowhere. You see, what happened during Jonathan was they just that. Yes, he has done the extra 2 years of Yaradua, and he has done the 4 years. And he coming from the fourth group of this country, they have seen that no, it will. This is in a democratic setting. Perhaps it would have been the longest serving president as we speak now if he had done that 4 years, extra 4 years.
So you applaud the people that have left.
Definitely that have left this government, not the one that have put us in this mess. And those persons. The Bukola Saraki and the likes, they are regretting that we speak very just now.
Okay.
We must be very.
Okay, so do you expect more people to leave this?
Definitely, has more people just to this country and the future of this country.
Let's get the view of Honorable Pulevo. Honorable Felix Pulevo, Northerners are leaving the president's cabinet. Do you think that will make any difference? Is it going to draw in a larger population of the Northerners? So no. Since our people are leaving, we go with them. What's your reaction to the people that are leaving? Does it evoke a sense of frustration on the Northerners that look, this administration isn't taking good care of us?
Some of them, sir, will be the sacrificial lamb of the assumed new movement that they feel is going to give birth to something tangible. Okay. My respected colleague in the studio made a very fundamental point. He said Nigeria is the only country we have. And I'm happy he's also a student of history. The reality is that we must be able to differentiate politics from development. Much of what is just playing out, people are just trying to carry out this whole thing for their own personal interests. Let's be candid with ourselves. This country is not just for the North, and neither is it just for Southerners. If we must agree to live together in this country, we must also allow for this power sharing. When one zone just feels that they are supposed to just be in power perpetually, I don't think we'll be getting it right. A Northerner just left power 2 years ago. While he was on seat, we had a lot of challenges similar to what is happening today. These same people crying foul now kept mute. These same opposition parties now that are busy beating the drums, and trying to hit up the polity, they were all quiet. There was no any strong opposition. The same people, we just analyzed how Dem Saraki and others cross-carpeted and went to APC, gave birth to this situation, and today they are back to PDP and trying to come and tell us that these people are bad. Who made them that way? When Atiku and Co. joined the coalition in 2014, and all these same people, that is why I have repeatedly said we should not be interested in the coalition of these few allies.
Okay.
Who are only interested in themselves. What we should be agitating for is the coalition of the masses of this country. Let us come together as Nigerians, look at each other and say, this is our country, and this country is bigger than individuals.
All right.
So
all
the
right. Okay.
who who are so desirous of holding on to power, let them hold it that this is the turn of the South. This power has to go down south, come up north for us to have stability in this country. It is the turn of the South. If the president is not really performing to their expectation, which I want to tell them categorically, some of them just left power for 2 years ago. Rotimi Amechi just left power 2 years ago as a Minister of Transportation in this country. You know, what is the scorecard like? They cannot disassociate themselves and come and claim that they should be accessed as individuals and not as an administration. Now
All right.
Discredit the whole administration.
All right. All right, and thank you very much, Honorable Felix Pulevo. We might have to let you go so that we understand that you have another engagement, because we are going to Edo State now. We want to discuss Edo politics with Honorable Destiny Anabulele. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence on Political Lens. I hope that we can do this some other time.
But no, my friend talked about, I wanted to take him on something he talked about.
No, you can still go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you see, my friend, you know, he talked about the issue.
Quickly, because we want to go to
he talked about that we need to be concerned about the development.
Okay.
I have not seen any development in this country since for the last. See, I'm not concerned about Buhari.
Okay.
You and I know. For me, I believe that yes, Tinubu will be able to, you know, take us from that quagmire to some level of Eldorado. Okay. But as we speak, it's even worse than the one that we have termed to be the naughty of it all.
The change or the renewed hope.
The renewed hope agenda we are expecting.
So you don't see any hope?
I have not seen any.
Okay, we'll get to all of that. Let's
for the last 2 years.
Let's go to PDP. You are a chieftain of the PDP.
I'm not a chieftain. I'm a PDP member.
Okay, what's going on in your party? Looks like nobody knows what's going on. Some people say, well, look, PDP is dead.
You see,
what do you think? Is PDP dead?
You see, no, I said something earlier.
Okay.
That Larry Diamond talked about 3 characteristics. Okay. 3 fundamental characteristics of a functioning democracy.
Okay. Which is?
One of which is political freedom. Then he talked about, you know, legal equality. And he talked about the rule of law. You see, what we have seen in this government, with utmost humility, these 3 characteristics are
we are talking about the PDP now. You are party, the PDP.
I'm going there.
Okay.
And yet, political freedom. You have seen some cross-carpeting.
Okay.
It wasn't as if it was their own volition. No.
Okay, so you think the APC is the problem of the PDP?
Yeah. See, with utmost humility, I say it in morning, afternoon, and night. You see, this man, I said it in this platform. President Ahmed Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a very smart man, but he's not intelligent. I can say it anywhere. So he knows what to do when and how. So for me, I must give it to him. Some places I should not, but I must give it to him. So he knows how to dismantle the enemy. You saw some of his, democracy speech that yes, if you are heading for a doom, you don't expect me to come and rescue. It was very quite with utmost humility, in the way of sarcastic, ridiculing, the opposition party. And again, our political structure, it is tailored to a stomach infrastructure. You see, our average politician, once they leave office, give them 2 years, they're only going cap in hand begging. So their stomach is the one that is not driving their sense of cognitive reasoning. They no longer reason well. Because you know why? While they were in office, they were living a false and a fake life.
I would like for us to dwell on what is
that's what I'm driving at. They were living a false and a fake life. Like they were not used to, ab initio, before they enter politics. So once they leave, they go cap in hand begging. That's why you see pockets of cross-carpeting, left, right, center. And for the governors, it is because of second tenure. Tinubu is not a man that you play with. He knows this game. That is the sound truth. We must not deceive ourselves.
He's smart, but he's not intelligent.
He's not intelligent.
Okay.
So you can take that from me. He knows this game more than you and I. We must give it to him. So you know when to call the shot. So for them, they must dumbale to get their second tenure. And for those that are others, perhaps they are political godfathers in the course of presiding over their various states have soiled their hand, and they now say, okay, the That agency will now put the book. Look at it. If this is not done, you must. And that's what you've seen.
Okay, it's interesting to see a lot of people in PDP blame the ruling party and the president for the problem in the PDP. Now let's go to Edo State, where you're coming from. Reports I get from Edo tell me that, look, Monday Ogbebolo is the best thing that has happened to Edo State since it was created. Am I correct?
Who must have said that?
No, that's I get it
from Bush Radio.
I have friends in Edo State.
You see, we must be very
friends
frank.
that you also know.
Let me quickly say this. As we speak now, the GIS, that is the office that come up with certificate of occupancy,
okay,
is completely dead in Edo State as we speak very just now. Because before he came aboard, the previous administration tried to revolutionize that department, and it was fantastic, top notch, one of the best in this country. But as we speak, since the session of this government, I don't think that department is existing. I don't think any Edo person or Nigerian person that tried to acquire land or tried to seek for CFO has gotten any. And again, they said he's performing. Yes, he came up with the fight against courtesan and other related activities. For me, it was a very good initiative. But I said something. You see, we're always fervent about destination without knowing that it is a journey that will take us to that destination. You cannot be an accuser and be a judge. If, for instance, you said in my house that there was a group of youths met in my house before they went to perpetrate some court-related activities, you are accusing me, but you cannot in the same breath be a judge. Okay. And you are not using that initiative to cajole, to coerce, to force, and to oppress the Edo citizen that is in opposition to come to your party. You've had, I mentioned it here, one of the foremost PDP in Edo State, Honorable Matthew Udoekeme, that whose hotel was marked for demolition. And again,
okay,
Francis Beneki has had political conversion. You remember when Saul was going to persecute the Jesus Christ, he has had that kind of conversion. So he seems that now, as we speak, very just
okay, so
forgiven.
You think that the war against courtesan has a face of intimidation,
definitely
a face of
oppression,
coercion. But beyond that,
take this away.
But beyond that,
I said the initiative is a fantastic one.
Okay.
But the approach,
the implementation.
we always, I use the word, we are fervent about destination, not knowing that it is journey that will take us to that destination.
Beyond this political witch hunt, if people that walk through the streets of Benin City, through the streets of Auchi, do they feel safe? Is it a sense of safety or a sense of surrender? Which one pervades?
But perhaps, I don't know, but you are in this country. You have seen
protest of courtesan.
You protest, not early this week, we had some mad fight in somewhere I do not, where a guy was shot at in a donut. So it's not this thing. At the time, so when they were talking, at the time, if not about 3 or thereabouts weeks ago, the team that saddled with this court-related activities issue, they were busting, going from hotel to hotels, arresting people. As we speak, go to Edo Airport. It's a ghost area compared to the last administration.
Okay.
The young ones the young citizens of Edo State, they are taking refuge in their
Let's move away from courtesan. And but I hear that there's some kind of peace in Edo State.
Yeah, there's a relative peace. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we can give that.
Yeah, there's a relative peace.
Now I hear that he's building about 4, 5, 6, 7 flyovers in different parts of Benin City. How many did what's his name? Obaseki build? Obaseki is your party man. He was a governor for 8 years. How many did? What did he do?
You said 6, 4, 5. I have not seen any. The only one I have seen, we're talking about
there is one.
Is at Ramat Park. And from the information that we've gathered, it is a federal government project. It's not as if it's this administration.
Is it partnering with the federal government?
Let me bust your bubble. Let me.
Is it building it so that the federal government will reimburse him?
Let me say this. Are you aware that not too long ago, a few weeks ago, that they acquired vehicle for the acting chairman, councillors that they now catapulted or elevated to not be a council chairman of the 18 local government? That they acquired some SUV utility unknown to the governor, a governor of a state.
Who acquired?
from the information that we've gathered, some APC, leaders connived with one or two hogger to acquire before the knowledge of a sitting governor.
No, I don't get it. Sorry, Honorable.
That said,
so let's clear one thing. You mean that the state bought vehicles for local government chairmen
without the knowledge of the governor?
So how did it happen?
You see, that's exactly what we're talking about.
You were once a local government
Definitely.
chairman. Did you have an official vehicle?
No, not official. Even when we applied to acquire, the governor there told us.
So Obaseki didn't buy.
No, he did not. He told us, let us look at the economy. He told you, he had one-on-one conversation, and for us,
you were a member of the House of Assembly. Did you have an official vehicle?
No official vehicle. But at my exit, they got official vehicle.
Okay.
Yes, but as a council chairman, even when we went, we bought a Belgian Camry 2014. That Camry. For when we're living, ordinarily, the local government law says that when you are living as an executive governor, you live with it. The governor didn't allow us to. That's Obaseki. Didn't allow us because he said, look, we must look at the economic reality.
So what did he use those vehicles for?
Which vehicle?
The one that he didn't let you go with.
No, it's a council property.
Okay, so
people that
your successors inherited.
Definitely inherited. Maybe if he will be able to use it, he will pass it to the organ.
You were in office for just 6 months. What happened?
My brother, you see, election. I won an election.
Okay.
Some persons, someone that quote unquote believed that he was a demigod of your politics. One in Daosa. We unfortunately we happen to I use the word unfortunately, from the same village, even cousins.
Quickly, we have to
discover that I won the election.
Okay.
So because he was close to the center and very friend to the chief of staff, so that's why I used the word. I said in any functioning, democratic setting, as put it by Larry Diamond. Two things. If you look at it, it talked about legal equality and the rule of law. As you speak in this country, the rule of law or legal equality is absent.
Okay, so they went to court.
Definitely, yeah, they removed me. I got a very good intel from someone close to a service senator from a donut, why he was reporting to him that this how far has gone. And the man rebuked him that no, you should have done that. I learned that even the said fellow is your cousin. I give it to him. That is senator. Okay. So for me, politics is beyond this razzmatazz.
Okay, we are out of time. Let's speak unsentimentally, without emotions, without sentiments. If you were not of the PDP, how will you rate Monday Okpebholo's performance?
It's too early in the day.
Okay, did he have a good start?
It's too early in the day. Good start.
Did he make a good start?
I have not. I said something just now. Okay. I have not seen any clear-cut policy from him, with utmost humility. Maybe I have adduced it to maybe because of the court issue. As we speak very just now, just take me through, is it education? Is it agriculture? Is it road? Is it security? Yeah, the issue of security is having a very good rapport with the security formations. But that of I'm not concerned with is the path towards achieving that Eldorado is faulty. Okay. I'm from the civil society. Okay. I can't say because...
all right, Honorable, use 30 seconds to do an appraisal of Tinubu's government for the midterm assessment. 30 seconds.
Well, as I have said earlier, with utmost humility, across all the facet of human endeavor, I can't score Tinubu more than 18%. I'm not as a very neutral person. 18%.
That's 1-8.
1-8. Not
8-0.
No, yeah, 8-0 is too much. That is A. That is A.
Okay.
Look at the security. I said it, I told you something. My assessment, it is based on security. I don't know if you have forgotten. I told you that my grandmother said something. That literally meaning there is nothing meaningful in an atmosphere of rancor. Okay. Imam or a pastor cannot go to church or go to mosque when we have insecurity. or war.
Okay.
That's the literary meaning.
All
so
right.
for me, if
All
you are not doing well in that area, every other area, you understand. It is when there are relative peace that people can come and invest.
We're out of time. This would be a good place to anchor this conversation. We've been speaking with Honorable Destiny Nabulele. He joined us he came all the way from Benin to be part of this program. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate
He's a former local government chairman, I think Oredo local government area.
No, of your Southwest.
Of your
Southwest local government.
And a former member of the Edo State House of Assembly.
That member
we appreciate your presence. We also had Honorable Felix Pascal Pulevo, who joined us from Taraba in northeast Nigeria. Thanks for coming to Political Lens. Now, on behalf of the backroom staff, that's the technical director, the bus manager, sound engineer, and ingest manager, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues Ujera Pelo High. Stay with us and don't go away. And do have a very wonderful weekend. Bye for now.